And the last stop on the tech investor bus tour today was at Oclaro, a company that makes optical and laser components used in the telecommunications and consumer electronics industries. Oclaro has seen better days. This summer, the stock price hit a 52-week year low. We join our editor-at-large, Cory Johnson, who's live in the heart of Silicon Valley with Jerry Turin, the CFO of Oclaro, who just finished up his presentation to investors. Cory?
Yeah, Emily, in this tour, I've seen the heart of Silicon Valley. I've seen the lungs. I've seen like the collarbone. We're down around the ankles at this point. But Oclaro is one of the many companies in Silicon Valley that makes the stuff that makes the iPads and Netflix and all these things work by providing components for the boxes that go in that run the network. So let me ask you very specifically, Jerry, how's business? Emily pointed out that the stock has certainly seen better days. How is business?
Well, the big picture drivers are strong. Obviously, you talk about the network and all of the things driving broadband both today and in the future. In the short term, we've gone through some inventory corrections this year.
Which is to say your customers bought too much of your stuff.
Bought too much of our stuff and may have had some demand displacement in certain markets that disrupted the demand at the same time.
China in particular has been a concern.
China probably primarily. Certainly when you go through a year like this with some of the macroeconomic dynamics out there, recovering from those sort of inventory corrections and those short-term demand issues has a little of downside pressure as well. So we're starting to feel a little bit of upside, get a little bit of traction, but we're still a little bit conservative at this point, although we're starting to see the things moving in the right direction.
There's also one of the things I picked up on the tour today was that there's a lot of money being spent in R&D. Duh, it's Silicon Valley, but a really dramatic innovation trying to force more information down the pipe. Where are you guys in terms of your R&D spending, and what do you expect for the next quarter or so?
Well, for the last 2 years, since engaging in a series of mergers and acquisitions to really build Oclaro, we've ramped R&D quite significantly. And while we've held down the investment over these recent quarters during this slowness, we're certainly investing at a much higher rate than in the past. And that's
when revenues go down, the R&D as a percentage of revenues stays up.
That percentage has been going up, right. And it certainly has gone up again in an extended quarter or two because of the revenues. But regardless, over that 2-year period of time, investing much more raw dollars as well as a percentage of our business, which we've maintained through this slowness because of a lot of the new product cycles, and because
there's some really cool stuff you guys are making. I mean, the ability to turn data and tune lasers to send information across these networks, and with smaller and smaller devices, really impressive.
Tuning the lasers creates more efficient use of the network, efficient use of inventories, higher rates of data over the internet, and also wavelength select switching and ROADMs, which is optical switching of the signals, right, as opposed to dumping it off into electrical. All of these things add up to a lot of flexibility for the carriers. So in addition to raw broadband, the ability to help them manage their networks is a big driver of the business.
And it's the connection from dropped iPhone phone calls from AT&T to you guys getting a lot of orders last year. But let me ask about this inventory issue. Is the inventory getting better from the customer side yet? Have you seen any improvements yet?
I think the inventory has gotten better. The inventory is getting relatively level. And the question is,
let me actually specify though, China or Europe or both, because those are the two places kind of inventory has been the worst, right?
Well, I think it's been a little bit spotty. I think it's been customer specific, a little bit market specific, and I think the inventory is relatively lean at this point. And the question is, the demand drivers and that the short term had seen a little bit of disruption, have they kicked back in to the momentum we were seeing last year? And certainly not at this point.
Have they kicked in yet?
Certainly not at this point.
All right.
Big picture dynamics feel good. We're still waiting for the short-term tangible traction.
Jerry Turin, CFO of Oclaro, thanks for coming all the way outdoors to talk to us and entertaining the bus as well today. Appreciate it.
Thank you for the chance at some fresh air.
All right.